are Eshin Triads any good in patch 6.1.3? Now, I have it on authority of commenters that know they are not. Surely, some unit in the game will be bad, and if this is it, so be it, but I want to know not just how good and bad, but what has a use and what use that is. So, let's take a good look. Recruited for 750 gold and 188 upkeep, and clearly that's part of the knock. On Ultra, this gets you 72 entities for 5,760 health between them. Yet, armor is only 20. There's also 30% physical resistance default, as in substantially more than most demons. Very ninja stuff. Leadership of 64 is pretty good for Skaven. Speed 54 and charge speed 60. Okay, the charge speed isn't as high as some things, but the regular moving speed, that's as fast as trolls. Melee attack begins at 30 and each blow carries Weeping Blade, a contact effect that reduces an enemy unit's armor by 50% for 35 seconds of duration, an absolutely massive duration time. Anything with immunity to contact effects, as is unlockable in the Chaos Dwarf Hellforge for some units, will shrug this off. Armor Sundering, for reference, is a flat 30-point reduction, so a regular troll would be armor 10, whereas an Empire Knight would be armor 80, if hit by Armor Sundering. It'd be armor 20 and armor 55 if hit by Weeping Blade instead. So the more armored the enemy, the bigger a deal this becomes. Attack interval 4.6 is not as fast as Swordsman, but is nowhere near as horrific as classical halberdiers. There is no splash damage, these aren't Doomfire Warlocks. Melee defense begins at a mere 28, we'll return to this later. Weapon strength of 30 is split between base 8 and armor piercing 22. There is a bonus versus large of 15. Charge bonus is 10 and mass is 19. If hit points are greater than 50% base, then 50% base. The unit benefits from strength in numbers, giving plus 8 melee defense and plus leadership at the cost of 10% speed, and 10% is significant at this level. The unit also has concealment bombs, granting it re-established stock and unspottable to help it do incredible flanks. 73-second duration, 9 seconds cooldown, so it's like a self-only stealth spell. The unit has Vanguard deployment, Stalk, Strider so it can run up hills and through forest unimpeded, and Charge defense versus large and Charge reflection. No infantry is set up to simply resist mammoths without flying, but regular cavalry will not fare well. In the redline skills, this unit is covered by Respected and Feared, at 3 pips getting melee attack plus 6 and weapon strength plus 9%. Gutter Wise would give rank 7 one's leadership plus 5, speed plus 20%, a massive increase. And that's it, since no ranged weapons. In the tech tree, it's hard to see an actual tech for them, so they seem unloved in terms of specifics, but the general speed plus 10% for infantry would of course help. So how do we use Eshin Triads? Of course this is the main thing, and again, I've heard all the this would be Eshin Triads stuff. These are indeed basically Skaven Ninja, but with long blades. How to use them? I think it's deceptively simple. You use them for traps. These are landmines in humanoid rat form. You deploy them at high speed, you brace them, you get the attention of cavalry and lure it to its doom. They're going to drown under arrows, they'll be buried by mass infantry, but against a 60-entity cavalry unit, or a fair number of monstrous infantry, those will simply melt against the Triads. How to truly be great with this unit all comes down to how you use Weeping Blade, which is why I went over the math earlier. If you're not fighting something seriously armored, this is a waste. If you are, it could be your savior. Also keep in mind, 35 seconds is a long, long time. Waltzing in and applying Weeping Blade, and then heading for the hills, popping concealment bombs, and having 6 missile units annihilate that target could work for you. There are obviously ways to do it. The point is, yes, obviously this is not the ideal unit for sticking around and fighting legitimately, but setting aside that, I smell a lot of magic synergy. What we get absent that is a ridiculously fast backstabber of large targets. Don't use it for fair fights if you can avoid it. Do use it to greatly tilt things in your favor when you have even a slight unfair advantage. That's my best take. It clearly begs for enemy range to erase it ASAP once detected, and then that's a fair bit of cost you've lost, but it can't possibly be about using the unit alone, any more than you'd use non-Gau Grenadiers alone. You need to see what you can do with it when trapping the enemy, and then ruthlessly exploiting the mistakes you have provoked. Take care, and have fun being the blade in the night. Yes, that's horribly 8th grader disease, but they're living the dream.